Hello, this is Eric Koenigsberg with RBM Mercedes-Benz in Sandy Springs, Georgia, and this is Car of the Week. We have the special opportunity to have a pre-production 2018 Mercedes-Benz E63 here in the showroom today. For those who don't know, AMG is a specialty arm of Mercedes-Benz, and AMG is celebrating their 50-year anniversary of performance. They started in 1967 as a company that just did upgrades and performance in Germany. In the mid-'80s, Mercedes-Benz asked them to be part of the Mercedes-Benz Daimler family, and as it is today, Mercedes-Benz now owns 100% of AMG. This is a very special car. This is a Mercedes-Benz 4-liter V8 biturbo engine, offering 603 horsepower and 627 foot-pounds of torque. Let me translate. At 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds. Takes a lot of work for an engine, and Mercedes-Benz has to be able to manage the engine and transmission cooling, so look at the broadness of the front end of the car. Look at the big scoops at the bottom. There's actually a radiator between each of those scoops to help cool down transmission and engine. There's also a lot of forced air going through here. As the engine hits the front of the car, there's a way for us to tunnel it right over the top of the engine to continue to cool and make the engine run more quickly. Just in case you thought it was a weak car, we have a lot of power underneath the hood, and as he's filming, we're going to let you see inside. That's a 4-liter biturbo V8. We call it a hot V. It's a V8 engine, and you can see the two turbos uniquely are sitting on the top of the engine. Formerly, most turbos linger at the bottom of the engine. They get hot, they don't get cooled very well, and it takes a long time for them to spool up. They're sitting right on top. You'll also see massive area where the air is induced into the engine compartment to cool things down. If that's not impressive enough, the person that built this engine's name is right on top. Now, if that's not a sign of integrity of production, this is one man, one engine. These engines are hand-built. They are manufactured in a main assembly plant, each part, and then sent to an assembly hall where one person builds the engine. It is so difficult to completely build one of these engines, they can only build 2.2 engines per person per day. This is engine management scientifically. Number one, no dipstick. You want to check your oil? It's digitally controlled from inside the car, so no need to get underneath the engine or into the engine compartment to check oil. Number two, engine management. If you look really closely, you'll see this little coil that goes through the top of this. That is coolant going through that metal area to help cool down all the electronics in the car. Electrical systems don't like heat. There's a way for us to keep that system cooled. And number three, we have intercooler turbos. Again, remember when we talked about the radiators at the bottom, they're continuing to send that type of cooling and fluids through the rest of the engine management systems. Okay, so here we are. Here's one of the new indicators that we're dealing with AMG Land. This is the new Signia on the fender for the AMG family, the V8 biturbo 4MATIC. Get this car can move power distribution from the front to the rear at will. So normal split for AMG is 67% of the power in the rear and 33% in the front. This one can shift it 100% to the rear if needed based on performance. Not new to AMG, not new to Mercedes-Benz, but different in the AMG land is we have dynamic select, where we can change the transmission from comfort to Sport Plus. Now this car has race mode and drift mode. Yes, I didn't stumble. You can set this car up for drifting. We suggest you go to the AMG Driving Academy, which means when you purchase this car, you get a free one-day pass to an AMG school in different locations in the United States to learn more about drift and race mode. Right there, look at that. That's a gold caliper. So you have a choice. You can have a red caliper, which is our normal braking systems for AMG, or you can have ceramic braking. It's very light, and it stops very fast. And if you don't want anyone to ever hear your foot on the brake, that's not your solution. It's for exceptionally great braking and lasts an incredibly long time, but they can get squeaky. We're going to start this car up. Not going to turn the engine on, but I want you to see the electronics. These are dual 12.3-inch LCD screens. There is a myriad of ways that we can make these screens work. There's navigation, we have radio, and we have all these controls. By the way, in case you want to change the atmosphere in the car, there's only 64 different colors that we can get underneath the trim and the transmission tunnel. So starting in 2014, in the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, we started seeing buttons like this underneath the air vent, which are ways to control things such as steering assist, meaning literally the car can help steer itself when cruise control is engaged, active lane keeping, active parking, or what we call parking assist, heads-up display, rear window sunscreen. All part of this automobile. All right, thanks for spending a few minutes with me here today at RBM of Atlanta. If you have any questions about Mercedes-Benz or AMG, don't hesitate to give us a call.